Is he alive? Is he okay? Is he conscious? Happy with any of the above? This is incredible. First Overlord, now rewind. And this poster suggests that Nightbeat, take it from a theoretician. Now is not the time to start theorizing.
Such a fuss. Is he important?
Come now, Ravage. Everyone's important these days. But yes, I gather they're particularly fond of this one. There, Nautica. That's what intrigues me. Crosscut told us he was still writing this play, but the poster says it opened a few weeks after the accident.
The accident?
Sorry, I mean the launch. When the Lost Light first left Cybertron, its thrusters exploded, and it ended up a stone's throw from nowhere. You know how Megatron is always saying that Rodimus
couldn't even take off properly. Yes, another in-joke I can take off the list.
What's going on?
You woke up. You pulled through. Everything else is detail.
It's Skids, isn't it? He thought you were dead.
You can talk.
And is that Nightbeat? I know he's dead.
Yeah, there's a story behind that. Just don't expect it to make too much sense. We have to go. I shouldn't have to remind you that this entire structure is unstable. Just 2 seconds. I just want to make sure he's okay. Oh yeah, him. That's something else that happened.
But he's an Autobot.
Yes, well, in name at least. Apart from Nightbeat not being dead and Megatron not being a Decepticon, it's business as usual.
And the bot with Nightbeat? Who's he?
That's Nautica, and she's a she. Apart from Nightbeat not being dead and Megatron not being a Decepticon and Nautica not being a he, it's business as usual. Rewind. What happened to you and the others? What happened to them? What happened to the ship? Oh hey, I know it's tough, but it's important too. Important but not urgent. He's in no fit state to handle an interrogation. A data slug.
I've never seen the quantum drums outside the quantum engines. Even behind all the quantum foam, they're impressive.
Nautica, to be a quantum mechanic, all you have to do is put the word quantum in front of lots of other words. True or false?
Both.
Eh.
It's both simultaneously true and false. It depends on the quantized energy state of each proposition.
Eh.
It's a joke.
Oh. A joke's not funny where you come from.
It is funny. It's funny because on a quantum level, every unobserved object exists in a suspended twin state until... Good grief. Megatron, Captain, everybody. I've worked it out. All of it. Why our ship disappeared, where this ship came from, everything.
The floor is yours. Impress us.
Quantum engines let you jump from point A to point B, bypassing the distance in between, okay? Point A is always fixed. It's where you are when you make the jump. But there are billions of potential Bs. By selecting one, you eliminate all the others. I think when the Lost Light originally took off, when it exploded, the quantum engines malfunctioned, and the billions of potential point Bs were narrowed down to not one, but two. Forced to choose between 2 point Bs, the Lost Light did what any quantum-powered spaceship would do. It chose both.
So you're saying this Lost Light is a duplicate?
No, it's the original.
So ours was a duplicate?
No, ours was the original as well.
Fine, I'll pretend to get it. I do get it. I've just watched it, in a matter of speaking. Rewind made a travel log, and it backs up everything Nautica just said. From our perspective, the Lost Light's first quantum jump took it to a random planet, and that's when Skid showed up. I remember it well, kind of. But from Rewind's perspective, the Lost Light jumped to an entirely different region of space, the right region, going by the Matrix map. In both cases, on both Lost Lights, the explosion released a spark eater, but that's where the commonalities ended. On Rewind's Lost Light, Run is lost in the explosion, and it's Animus who lures the spark eater to the engine rooms. Rodimus traps the creature in the engine casing, but his timing's off, and part of his own head ends up in there too. Drift insists on a spectral or ephemeral. Rodimus is placed in a coffin made of the engine casing and interred. The coffin must have fallen out of the ship when it started to break up. Ultra Magnus takes charge and puts a stop to Rewind's travel log. but not before Drift, who says he no longer feels beholden to Rodimus, comes clean about Overlord being locked up down below. Magnus tells the crew, and that's as far as the story goes. I don't know what happened next.
I'll give you 3 guesses, one for each letter. The D.J.D. Someone on board led them to our front door on purpose. We never had time to find out who or why. But yeah, seems someone shut down the slow cell and uncloaked Overlord's spark signature. Tarn took great pleasure in telling us this before he attacked. They killed Overlord, of course, but they didn't stop there. Why would they? They were enjoying themselves.
So, everyone died except you?
If you're suggesting I'm the one who betrayed the crew.
No, God no, not at all.
They wanted a souvenir. I don't know how they knew. Maybe I cried out his name, but they said they'd let Chrome Dome live if I filmed everything they did. But then when they finished killing the rest of the crew, they had a better idea. They knew Chrome Dome was a pneumosurgeon. They told him they'd only spare him if he erased me from his memory. He refused. I begged him, but he refused. So Voss snapped off his finger needles and I ran the second he stopped screaming. I ran and hid in the Magnus armor. I must have passed out. Sorry to interrupt, but Nautica, your silly string?
You mean the highly explosive quantum foam?
Yeah, the webby stuff. It's spreading everywhere.
Oh, that's not a good thing. This whole sector has been thinned out by excessive hyperspatial activity. If the foam reaches a major weak spot, the chain reaction could rip the planet to shreds.
That's an A-level planet, which means it might be populated, which means we have to act.
The quantum drums are remote linked to the quantum engines. Deactivating the drums should shut down the engines, which should get rid of the foam.
Can we turn those shoulds into wills?
If my 2 ships theory is sound, then the other lost light is being held in a kind of cosmic ambience. That the universe is yet to fully commit to its non-existence. We can exploit that. We shut down the engines completely. For the first time since takeoff, anything linked to or produced by the engine should get cancelled out.
Except, the drums are already surrounded by killer foam. We'd have to fly the rod pod through a web of death. If we leave now and head away from this mess, we can outrun any explosion, even a planetary one.
No, we fixed this. Lives are at risk.
Might be populated, you said. If that planet was teeming with Cybertronians, then yes, there'd be an argument for going back into the breach. I doubt that is the case.
Ah, your true colors. I'd forgotten how purple they were.
You've forgotten something else. I am your prisoner. I've been granted conditional bail while we look for the Knights of Cybertron. Where in my bail terms does it say precisely? Does it say that I have to risk my life for a handful of stragglers? Where does it say that?
Right there. What does that badge even mean to you? How has wearing it enforced you to modify your behavior? I'm serious. How has being an Autobot in any way prevented you from doing exactly what you want? Because if the answer is it hasn't, then nothing you have done or said in the last 6 months counts for anything.
I spoke too soon. The foam around the drums is too tightly meshed, not even the rod pod could squeeze through.
Maybe not, but I could. I'm tiny.
Oh, Rewind, I admire that. But it's job for 2. The drums need to be activated simultaneously. And before you volunteer, Ravage, I'm sorry, but you lack the manual dexterity to perform the task.
Touch me again and I'll kill you.
In that case, unless anyone else here is gonna do a minimus andus, looks like that's it. Get away, you're a genius. Thank you. Why am I a genius? Just follow me.
So how does a shrink ray work exactly?
I should have called it a mass displacement gun, and I don't know. But Brainstorm used one on me when Ultra Magnus was infected with nanocons. But just keep looking, and bear in mind it might be very, very small. So let me get this straight. When the 2 lost lights were far apart from each other, the universe coped with their coexistence by turning a blind eye?
Figuratively speaking, yes. And when Rodimus's coffin crossed our path, The anomaly became too glaring to ignore. One of the two ships needed to be removed to fix the problem. Ours.
But anyone and anything that wasn't on board the Lost Light when it originally left Cybertron was spared because they were never replicated. From Cyclonus' greatsword to the replacement, Rodpod. That's why Ratchet's hand stayed behind when the rest of him disappeared. They were farmers. But the paint he used to recolor the hands must have come from on board the Lost Light, because it disappeared when he did.
The rewind you saw in Chrome Dome's quarters? I bet that was this rewind, the new rewind.
How does that work?
When you're dealing with quantum catastrophe, especially one involving competing outcomes, there's always the possibility of cross-contamination.
And maybe part of our rewind's message was replaced with a random snippet from the other rewind's data archive.
What a scream? What are the chances?
We were at war for 4 million years. Of all the sounds Rewind recorded in his lifetime, which do you think was most common?
Sometimes I forget how lucky I am to have missed the fighting.
Yeah, but look around you. Even now, the war's ended. We managed to encounter our fair share of horrors. Brainstorm!
Oh no! All of this time and I never knew he had a mouth. He never took off his faceplate.
Yeah? Well, I think there's a good reason for that.
No. No. That's been planted. They've done that. The D.J.D. They planted it.
Traitor!
Don't waste your anger on him. He's dead.
Lucky escape.
Did you know about this?
No. I don't know all of our undercover agents. To be honest, he's not our usual type.
There's a type?
Have you never been approached?
Look, the snollification machine clearly isn't here. Maybe this backstabbing double-crossing version of Brainstorm never got around to inventing it. Too busy blowing kisses at the D.J.D. I hate to spell the obvious, although I'm sure it happens a lot to you. But if this Brainstorm was a double agent, so was yours.
I should have asked you this in the first place. How did you manage to get rid of the nanocons inside Magnus?
Domesticated scraplets. Once they'd hunted down the nanos, we got rid of them by flooding Magnus with liquid antivirals. That's when we found out about Minimus Ambus.
Okay, so no mass displacement gun. Anyone got any other suggestions as to how we saved this day? Yes, one. I used to turn into a handgun. Once your spark's been modified to cope with mass displacement, you can't unmodify it.
Brilliant and surprising. Thank you.
I'm sorry, you've only just this second remembered you can downsize. Oh, I could have said something earlier, but here's a survival tip. When everyone's lining up to make sacrifices, always get to the back of the queue.
You should go first. You're still slightly larger than me, so there's a greater chance of you touching the foam and exploding. And if that happens, there's no point in me putting my own life at risk.
And everyone says you were the kind-hearted one. Where? Shh, let me concentrate.
Okay, nice one. My turn. Are these gaps getting smaller?
Yes, the web appears to be contracting. Here, take my hand, quickly.
Nautica, we made it through.
We saw.
She means, well done.
Yes. I meant to say, good work. Really top notch.
So, what now?
At the center of each drum is a removable disc. Underneath you'll find a series of switches. Work left to right, but don't touch the last one yet. You both need to press that one exactly at the same time.
Nautica, you said if we do this, the foam will be cancelled out.
Correct. No drum, no engine, no foam.
Right. So, won't the Lost Light, my Lost Light, won't that be cancelled out too? The Lost Light and everyone on it, including me? Nautica, have I got that wrong?
No, I think you're right. And what's more, I think our Lost Light might be reinstated, crew and all. I'm sorry, there's no way the two ships can coexist, even if one crew were dead and the other were alive.
Rewind, do you want to turn back?
No, I'm actually kinda happy to be cancelled out. What's left for me here? Chrome Dome's dead, which is just another way of saying I am. In fact, I wanted to ask earlier, but on your lost light, me and Domi, are we still going strong? Megatron?
You're inseparable.
Come on then. Last switch. Let's not drag out goodbyes. On the count of 3, 2, 1.
Just as Nautica predicted, everything's changed back to the way it was. Well, the way it was a few hours ago.
Mind telling me what happened?
Short version, you disappeared. And then came back, all in one piece.
What about the others? Hound, Highbrow.
Incoming people are returning in reverse order. The last to go are the first to come back.
There's Chrome Dome now.
What do we tell him?
Don't worry, I know how to play this.
No questions, just go outside.
Outside as in...
As in no questions, just take these magnet clamps and go on the roof. Someone's waiting for you.
Good news, unless I'm misreading this radar, the lost light has rematerialized. ETA. Us to them, in this thing, couple of hours, I can call ahead. Yes, on an encrypted frequency. I would have words with Rodimus in private. Thinking about Brainstorm? I need to tell Rodimus that he has a Decepticon on board. So do you. Don't worry, I'm happy to make my way back to Earth. Or you could stay as your prisoner, as my ally. You've seen what the D.J.D are capable of. You've seen the dark side of the Decepticon cause. Do you still want to be a part of it?
Since you're so smart, tell me this. The broken Lost Light was cancelled out, and its crew was cancelled out. How come Rewind survived?
I've absolutely no idea. What do you think?
I'm tempted to say power of love, except that doesn't explain how I've managed to hold on to this. Excuse me, do you mind if I... Excuse me, thanks, sorry, thank you. So busy.
Everyone's celebrating. The Lost Light's back. Dunno what broke, but someone's fixed it. And I'll drink to that.
Yes, here's to fixing things.
The rules say no briefcases. Brainstorm, you can't do that.
Really? I'll let you in on a little secret. I can do whatever the hell I like.